drunk, well, I'll pass out on the floor now, baby. But you won't bother me no more. And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. And I say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
G'day guys, it's Luke from the Beers of Sigmar, and today we're bringing you something a little bit different. This is the Tale of 5 Gamers. This is loosely based on an old White Dwarf article many years ago, where they had 4 guys basically get so much money every month to build up to 2,000 points, and with the start of Age of Sigmar 3, we decided we'd do something similar, and get a new army, new edition, new army. Yeah, so as you can see on the screen, Wayno has put together a little bit of a system for us to follow, and essentially I'll just go through it now quickly before I get to my army. It will run over 4 months, and it'll be 500 point increments, give or take, depending what army you are doing. We will tally up the amount of money we spent, go through his painting and what his thoughts are, and then at the end of it we're going to have a 10,000 point free-for-all battle, which will get recorded and put on the channel. It'll be pretty fun. It's just a way to get a new army for the new edition, really. We have a painting. Everything has to be painted within the month, and you'll be marked down. Wins basically made a system to judge your painting and getting your army together in time. Just a way to, keep up a bit of friendly competition and keep everyone involved, get these armies done. Anyway, this is the first 500 points. It's been the month of July for me, and we'll go into what army I chose. That's right, guys, it's the big fellas. That's who I'm collecting, the Sons of Behemat, or Behemat, or however the chuff you want to say it. Why am I collecting this army? Why did I choose this for the tale? Mostly, it's a low model count, which suits me because I'm moving house and most of my stuff is in boxes. So I've got a limited supply of stuff available to me, which you'll see further in the video when I go into the painting. Been quite rewarding having limited amount of stuff. It's also an army that I kind of want to use for interstate tournaments when interstate tournaments return. Whenever that might be. Lower model count, can't imagine. The last time I took my Slanesh out, it was just a massacre. Everything was snapped. I don't think I'd ever take an army like that out again. And also, with the start of AOS 3, 4 models is, it's going to do me well while I learn the game, learn the system. First game was with Lumineth, and it basically fried my mind for like 5.5 hours, just trying to work out the amount of decisions. Only 4 models in this, and be easier to wrap my head around. And the third reason is I want to get better at painting skin. I've never been able to paint skin and any models at all. So I really want to work on getting better at painting skin. So with that, we'll go into my army list that I have chosen for my 2,000 points, and then we'll go into my first 500 points after that. Okay, here we go. This is the list. Keeping it simple, stupid is probably what I'm going to call this. Sons of Behemat, Breaker Tribe, and now we're going idiots with flags. Grand strategy is going to be the Beastmaster, which I believe is just keep a monster alive. No worries, I've got 4 monsters. And then my triumph will be, it's not on here, but it will be +1 to wound. We've got my Gatebreaker Mega Gargant General. It will be louder than words, his command trait, so that's +2 attacks on his fail. And then, of course, the Amulet of Destiny, because, yes, we've all got to have that 5-up after save these days. Then we've got a second one. Yeah, we'll just go in with 2 balls to the walls, 2 Mega Gargant Great Gatebreakers. And then, of course, Special K himself, Kragnos, the End of Empires, because I just really love that model, and any excuse to use him. Looks awesome, super fun, I reckon. Yep, looking forward to using him. And then the tax of the list: 1 Mind Crusher Gargant. Boo. Wish I didn't have to take it, but these are the breaks, and that will bring me in at 1915. Not quite the lowest points total I've ever had. Early in AOS 2, I had a pretty, when you could buy command points, a pretty low Nighthaunt list. Yeah, I think I'm going to get the Triumph as well, so that's going to be pretty sweet. Yeah, and that is going to be my 2,000 points. Yeah, we'll get back. I chose to buy the Gatebreaker first, Mega Gargant, and we'll have a look at how I went about painting it. Okay guys, so here is the paints that I used. I used Scale Colour Artist skin tones. I used the full complement in there, you can check them out online. I also used Scale Colour Purple as well, Artist. I swear by these artist colours, guys, awesome. Mainly because you don't have to shake them, and yeah, really good, really recommend them. And then just had a couple of my mainstays, some Ice Yellow from Model Colour, and German Black Brown, I really like that as well. And then a couple of contrast paints, some Leviathan Blue and some Snakebite Leather. And of course, the thing that I use all my Zenithal with, which I swear by is the best ink on the market. It is Liquitex Acrylic Ink Titanium White. Absolutely cannot recommend this more than any other product. I've tried all kinds of whites, especially through the airbrush. This is just the one that I find that you just straight in the airbrush, don't need to thin it, it's just perfect, comes out fantastic. Then I've just got some sort of standard brushes, Winsor Newtons, and then I've got my airbrush, which is an Hiawatha Eclipse HP CS, and yeah. And then what I've got here, guys, I've got some turquoise blue, Prussian blue, some violet grey, and my all-time favourite black, which I absolutely love this. In fact, I've nearly run out. I'm going to have to buy it again, is green grey, all by Scale Colour Artist. Alright, so here we go, going through the project now. I'll go through a few slides. First of all, this project, I don't think I'm satisfied with the end, and I'll get into it as we go through it. But yeah, you can see I started off with a lot of brushwork, just wet on wet blending, going from the purples. I wanted to have a purple base for the skin cut tones in the crevices. Yeah, and then I'll just sort of work it up, bringing in some higher highlights on the legs here. I'm just using the leg as a bit of a tester to start with. Probably not a good idea because it's on the lower, especially when you're airbrushing. You should start on the higher. I should have started on an arm. Yeah, and as you can see, it's just progressing. It looks quite nice, coming along on the highlights, and then move on to the body and go purple all over the body. And at this stage, I decide to put the brush away. After this stage here, again, I've come in with more highlights there, prepping for the airbrush work shortly. And then I start the airbrushing, and I go real high here on the leg. and I'm going to bring that down with some glazes shortly. Yeah, I decided I wasn't too happy with the brushwork, and then I came in here with the airbrush, and this is like after airbrushing on the brushwork. Looks a lot better, get a lot cleaner. Something I did on this project, and I'm really kicking myself. I usually use some gap filler, and I packed my putty and gap filler away, and I tried using a few shortcuts using super glue, and it didn't work, so I was really annoyed doing this whole project with the gaps on the model. But as you can see, the airbrushing comes on nicely. I put some green tones in there. Yeah, it starts to come along nice, some red tones and shades in the shadows, and then here we go. This is where I start my non-metallic metal after I've finished. First time I've actually done non-metallic metal silver. I was really dead chuffed with it, even on the flail, and I was really happy. That was the thing I was most happy with the model. Painting wise, yeah, there's another view of it. Did the bell as well, very happy with that. That's the wood as well, I reckon I did that quite well on the strings. And here we go, this is the big moment. I decided to put a tattoo on his belly of the Kragnos symbol, and this is something I'm really not happy with, and I kind of ruined the model in my estimate. Tried doing something different. Here's the base, I based him separately, and yeah, and this is the finished product here. I guess I'm not really happy with the tattoo that I did. I did think long and hard about just airbrushing over it and resetting it, but I decided to keep it there for now anyway. Sometimes it's good to have a bit of a reminder of a failure. I know it's quite an expensive failure, paying this much for this model. Which is another thing. It cost me, I managed to get this for 265 Australian dollars, so that's how much I've spent so far. That was my 500 and something points, I think 25 points for the gate breaker. Overall, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. The next one I'm going to try and go brown for the base tone instead of purple, and yeah, pretty happy with my non-metallic silver, really happy with that. But the skin, yeah, still lots to learn on painting the skin, guys. Anyway, this is my tale of 5 gamers. Hopefully the other guys will put a video together for what they've done for their 500 points, and yeah, we'll see these bad boys in a 10,000 point game in 3 months time. Bring it on. I'll be back with my 1,000 point report.
If I get drunk, well, I'll pass out on the floor now, baby. You won't bother me no more. And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. And I say, I think I'll have myself a beer.